again, Pablo. One minute, Thomas.
You're about to witness one of the fastest sports in the world, with a ball traveling at speeds close to 200 miles per hour.
Sacrifice. Fearless. Passion.
You have to be a little crazy.
The ball's moving up to 200 miles an hour. I'm trying to push it to 3.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2019 Valentine Open here. Our second streaming round of 16, Kane Waselenchuk versus Carlos Keller. So Kane Waselenchuk, these two never met on tour. However, Kane's record is 579 wins, 53 losses, and Carlos Keller is 13 wins, 6 losses. Nice point right there. Kane Waselenchuk. Kane, 37 years old. Carlos Keller, 27. The first tour debut was 2019 for Carlos Keller at the 2009 New York City Pro-Am in Long Island, New York. Kane tour debut was Bud Light IRT Pro Nationals, Las Vegas, Nevada, in 2000. Dean Bear, voice of the IRT, sitting courtside here in the production booth is Fabio Soto. Fabio, what do you think of this so far with Kane Waselenchuk coming out 3-0?
Thank you very much, Dean. And yeah, listen, I really got to admit, I'm very glad to see Carlos Keller among other players, Kadim Carrasco, all these guys coming from South America play on the tour. You know, Carlos Keller has been the Bolivian national team for a number of years now as a singles player. He's very successful, very outstanding, and I'm glad to see him on tour. You know, this is a refreshing game for him, and not only him, Kane as well. You know, different opponents, different styles. It's an interesting matchup. You know, Kane is up 4-0 in the headpin scoreboard early, but Carlos Keller, always resilient and a very good player.
Yeah, I mean, Kane's starting out serving. Nice little rally right there. Keller finally in the service box. The crowd cheering. Carlos Keller has some family in this area. I believe him and Kadim came in early from Atlanta.
Yeah,
What
I believe
a rocket right there. Passing shot by Kane Waselenchuk.
I was talking to Carlos Keller earlier today, and he told me he does have family in Virginia, and he did come early, you know, to get used to the courts and used to the altitude again. You know, these are players that come in South America from Bolivia, and they're used to playing at 9,000 feet of elevation, so their game style is completely different.
What a shot right there by Kane Waselenchuk. I want to say hi to fellow IRT Vice President watching in the box, Rod Southwood. Say hi to everyone in the chat box here. Please like and share our feed. It goes a long way. Good pick up there by Keller. Keller's got a setup here, and he pummels that into the left side corner and finds himself back in the service box, down 0, serving 5 on the Headpen scoreboard. Speaking of Headpen, they're not only the scoreboard sponsor, they're not just the official ball sponsor of the IRT, the WOR, USAR, and the LPRT. Headpen is the industry leader in all things racquetball. Check them out online today, www.head.com/racquetball. Good rally right there. Kane Waselenchuk back in the service box. Keller could not get a racket on it. Kane serving 5, serve 0. So this is the first event of Kane Waselenchuk this season, Fabio. So there's a lot of people coming into the chat box now wanting to see Kane play.
Yeah, unfortunately, last tournament that we had, the Atlanta Open, Kane was unable to attend. And this is his first event, as you mentioned, so we got a lot of people watching. A lot of excitement right there, and the crowd just got a little bit bigger here
Yeah.
at the Valentine Open. So right now, just to mention people, we still have the round of 16s of the 10 a.m. matches. Eduardo Portillo versus Samuel Murray. Right now, Sam is up 3-2 in the tiebreaker.
That's a tiebreaker. That match is an hour and a half long. We have our first timeout. We'll stay right here. We're going to let everybody know. This is our second 11 o'clock match. We have Mercado playing Montoya starting up soon. So we have the two Francos going at it. Sebastian and Gerardo will be playing. They're over on court 2 right now. And Alex Landa is going to take on Robbie Collins, who has been a staple in the round of 16s as of late, constantly making the round of 16s. Good to see him moving up in the sport of racquetball. And again, we have to say, although from a ranking standpoint, it's an upset, but Andres Acuna taking care of Andre Perea in the round of 16s. Andre, this week alone, moved up to the number 3 spot. And last year, he had a really good showing here in the semifinals, I believe, against Rocky Carson. And here we go. Time back in on the championship court. So the rankings will change again after this tournament. As Kane watched Carlos Keller, kill a few balls and said, okay, you can do that in practice, but let me see if you can do it after I swing.
Well, King Kane up 7, serving 0 on the headpan scoreboard. Keller. A little side out there. No
side out. That skipped in. Keller's going to have to shoot, bottom board. That's the type of player he is to begin with. Mistakes like that don't usually fare well against the king, so to speak. Bullet serve right there. Keller can't even get a racket on it. 9 serving 0. I think, knowing that Bolivia is a hotbed of racquetball, and again, this is the first time these two are playing, I'm thinking Kane wants to make a statement here. What do you think?
Well, I actually have to agree with you, Dean.
He did it to Andre Perea one time at the U.S. Open, 11-0, 11-0, 11-0. Come on.
You're not going to let that one go
No,
anytime
how
soon.
can you?
No, but I agree. Every time that I see Kane playing a new player, he has to establish dominance, and he has to establish the fact that he is who he is. Keller with a great side out there in the left corner.
Keller trying to get on the board. 0 serving 10, moving to the left side of the court. I don't really know what he was trying to do there, to be honest. Going for the crack, baby. Kane going to take this off a short hop. Keller's right there. Kane skips it in. Keller on the board. 1 serving 10 on the headpen scoreboard.
So an update on that match between Eduardo Portillo and Sam Murray. Samuel Murray is up 7-3 in the tiebreaker.
Wow, very interesting over there.
And Alex Landa defeated Robbie Collins 15-5 in the first game. And Sebastian Franco won the first game, and he is down in the second game, 9 serving 13.
So courtside, I got my favorite fan. How are you today? Come on, you're on the air.
I'm well. How are you?
Like my daughters like to say, on the air with Coach Bear. Come on, tell everyone your name. Come on. Come on, you're my favorite shot. And look at this replay right here. Kane missed this shot right there. Look at this shot right here. Kane right down the line. So, again, my favorite fan is sitting right next to me. Tell everybody your name. Come on. Just the name. She's a little shy.
A little shy. So Kane is up, 12 serving 1. In the headpan score, Kane serving. Keller. What a great return by Keller. Keller just trying to get another point on the board here. He's going to drive serve Kane.
Going for that down the line. Short serve right there. Keller, 1 serving 12 on the headpen scoreboard here. This is set up off the back wall. Keller's not going to like this shot. Set up off the back wall. There's Kane. Hits the crack. Keller dives and gets that one. Kane boxes him out. Shoots down the line, but Keller gets that one.
Wow, what a great rally.
Kane off the back wall. Keller can't catch up. What a rally, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a replay right here as Kane gets himself right in the box. Right up the back wall. Keller can't catch up. Kane Waselenchuk back in the box at 12-1. Too many setups off the back wall. Can't give Kane that many setups, so this will happen. A quick 13-1 lead here on the Head Pen scoreboard. Once again, guys, wearrollout.com. Special this week only. Buy some IRT clothing. Email me your receipt, dean@irt-tour.com, and I will send you a autographed Rocky Carson hat. Nice little play right there by Carlos Keller to get himself back in the service box.
What do you think, Dean? Keller is down 113. What do you think he has to do? What sort of adjustments do you think that he has to do in his game to keep it in play?
He needs ace serves.
Kane from the back, cross court. Keller.
What a shot right there by King Kane.
Using that 3 wall there, Kane. Killing
Guys,
that ball.
please like our post, share our feed. Say hi to everybody in the chat box watching. Thank you for your support of the tour. Here's a big setup for Kane. Down the line, Keller gets his racket on it. Set up again, Kane's forehand. That ball was waving on the way in. That had some movement in it. So we have our first game point opportunity here. Kane Waselenchuk 14 serves Carlos Keller 1 on the Head Pen scoreboard. Kane down to drive. Drive serve is coming. Short serve going for the backhand of Carlos Keller. What Kane does obviously extremely well, besides everything, is his serve. When he serves to a righty's, forehand, you have to lean.
Good touch right there by Kane. Asking
Kane
for
wanted
replay.
hashtag just the replay.
Just a replay.
Want to thank every single body in the chat box. Again, like our post, share our feed. Short serve right there by King Kane. Second serve coming up for his second game point opportunity here after the replay. Well, it's really his first. And game one in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that, Kane Waselenchuk 15, Carlos Keller from Bolivia 1. We will take a short break and be right back here on IRT Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Valentine Open, the International Racquetball Tour. Would like to thank all the players that participate in any sanctioned event. The tour would also like to thank the millions of fans watching alongside at home and those who are lucky enough to make it to one of our events. Special thanks go to Tracy and Imani Valentine, Formula Flow, and the staff here at SportFit Total Fitness Racket Club for this year's Pro Stop in Laurel, Maryland. Thank you. Our second time here. Kane Waselenchuk serving game 2. 0 serving 0.
So we have some adjustments to make, I think, if you're Carlos Keller. I mean, he lost the first game 1-15. What do you do? Because he had some chat with his coach right now. So what do you think is the formula here for Carlos Keller to keep alive?
You know, on an international stage, Carlos Keller has played a lot of matches. You know, has he ever played Kane? We already established that. No. Is Kane different than every other player? Yes. And, you know, this is not for country, not for pride. This is for dollars. And it's a lot of guys play different racquetball. You know, so what does Carlos Keller have to do? That. He needs to kill the ball, and he needs to ace serve. Is it possible? It's possible. But, you know a guy like Kane is rising to the occasion. See, that was a really good serve right there. It hit the crack. Kane got a racket on it, but it was a huge setup for Carlos Keller. So this is the first time in the match they are tied at 1. Ace serve. 2 serving 1. Great down the line serve by Keller, and he buries that into the corner. 3 serving 1 on the head pin scoreboard. Next up on the IRT Live is going to be 4 p.m. The Andres Acuna will take on Eduardo Portillo or Sam Murray, whoever wins that match. What a return right there. Lunge and a bullet down Broadway for King Kane.
Yeah, I got to admit, that match between Samuel Murray and Lalo Portillo is still at it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, some of the other quarterfinal matches might even, I mean, this round of 16s might be over already. Like the Franco match, I think, is deep into game 2 already. So Carlos Keller is winning this game 3-1 so far. So Franco might be going to a breaker. Sam Murray moves on, ladies and gentlemen. Took out Lalo Portillo 11-5 in the breaker. So Murray versus Acuna in one of our quarterfinals. What a touch right there by Kane Waselenchuk, right into the right side corner. Back in the box, Kane Waselenchuk. So 2 of the 4 quarterfinal matches are set up. The 4 o'clock match will be Sam Murray versus Andres Acuna, followed by Beltran Carson, and then either Kane or Keller versus Mercado or Montoya.
Oh, Kane. Good shot right there. He's just waiting for it.
Oh, my God. He was standing right there. Good guess. Good guess right there by Kane Waselenchuk. He looked at the crowd and said, what, I don't get a clap? Nothing?
Well, unfortunately, that ball that Carlos Keller got, he threw it right at Kane's hands. There's nothing
Right
to
at
applaud
him.
right there.
What a diving get. Return to serve by Carlos Keller. Can't do anything after that big setup at the hash line. The dotted line, Kane easily buries that to knot it up at 3 here in game 2. 3 serving 3. Kane Waselenchuk drive serve coming up. Hits the ball so hard.
Short serve. Up until this point, Dean, from this past game match to this one, we haven't seen a broken ball yet.
Not on championship court. I know last night there was a Jake Bredenbeck Set Kabilas match that they were pounding some balls. I don't know how many broke with Jake and Alvaro.
Keller keeping it alive. Kane back.
Tried to get
overhead.
cute right there. Missed it going in. Keller serving.
Gives up a point. Kane. Now Keller in the lead. 4 serving 3 in the headband scoreboard. Carlos Keller. A little frustrated right there, trying to receive.
Yeah, Kane's looking just to warm up here, get off the court as quick as possible, as he always does in his round of 16s.
Great serve there by Kane. Unfortunately, better return than Carlos Keller. Kane can control it. Side out. Carlos Keller again to the box. Keller. Down the
Drive
line.
serve.
Short. Keller going to get a second chance. Kane. Skip shot there by Keller. Unforced error. Now Kane going back to the serve.
Drive
Short
right
serve.
there, short serve.
You mentioned, Dean, right at the beginning of the match, there's a 10-year difference between these two athletes. And yes, Carlos Keller is big on the international scene, but on the Pro Tour. The thing is, when will the youth and speed factor affect Kane in his career? Because he's been playing against younger players for a long time. Which
Well, I mean, he's extremely fit, and his shot-making ability is second to none. What he does with the ball and how he executes, he takes low percentage shots, and they are high percentage shots for him. He can kill the ball like that from any area of the court. That was a good read right there by Carlos Keller, but that's why, when he plays someone who may be more athletic than him, he has the upper hand. Plus, he's the #1 ranked player. He's got the upper hand just walking in the court. Most players don't believe they can beat him.
True. Great return there by Kane. Now he's going to serve. 4-4.
Once again, you're in our chat box. Please like our post and share our feed. Like my friend and production manager Pablo Faje likes to say, like and share, like and share, like and share.
Like and share. Like and share. Waselenchuk with an easy point right there in the front of the court, just touching the ball, keeping it as far away from Keller as possible. 5-2. 5-4. Kane. Lob to Carlos's backhand. Carlos. Kane.
You can't
Back.
give Kane a setup off the back wall, and then he missed that shot, but Keller was right there. He's got to execute. Again, you can't make mistakes against Kane, Rocky, Alvaro, Landa. You can't make mistakes against these players. They're gonna take advantage of your mistakes really quick.
Well, we really hope to see other Bolivian players at the U.S. Open in a couple of weeks. We want to see Conrado Moscoso and Roland Keller, Carlos's brother.
Yeah, from a single standpoint, Moscoso doesn't usually go deep into the draw at the U.S. Open, and I don't know if it's an altitude thing or not, but obviously in the Bolivian Open, he was the champ. It's in his country, he was really excited. What a rollout right there. What a rollout by King Kane, Waselenchuk.
So we want to give updates on people on the other matches going on the court. So Alex Landa won game 1 15-5, but in game 2, Robbie Collins is up 11-5. And Sebastian Franco and Gerardo Franco
Breaker.
going to the tiebreaker.
Timeout on the court here, the championship court. Kane Waselenchuk, #1 seed, versus Carlos Keller. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We got Landa and Collins, Franco and Franco. They are both going into a breaker, and I'm sure the Mercado-Montoya match is just getting underway, given the fact that the Portillo-Murray match took forever. Hour and a half, hour 45. What a match. So Kane walking back onto the championship court, looking to finish off Carlos Keller. Is 8 serving 4 on the head pen scoreboard. The IRT would like to send a special thanks to Freight Management and Logistics. They sponsor many of our pro stops all over the U.S., and they're a big supporter of the IRT. Check them out online, fmlfreight.com, where Turtle System coverage makes satisfied customers. That's Mr. Rod Southwood's company. Thank you for your support of the tour. If you or your company would like to support the tour, please email me, Dean, at IRT-tour.com. Like I said last week, we are coming out with a sponsorship package for individuals that'll be out shortly. See what I'm saying? See how Kane takes that shot where a lot of other players are looking for the avoidable? He's not waiting for the referee to decide if he's going to get a point. He's making that decision.
No, I agree, and that's what you and Alvaro talked about in the previous match that we were commentating on, and because, you know, Kane's been playing the tour for a long time, so he does adjust.
That was flat as a pancake.
But there you go. He's going to go for that all
That
the
was
time.
sidewall, front wall, flat rollout.
So what's the best defense is a good offense right there. And Kane is up 10-4 in the headpin scoreboard, game number 2. Only 5 points away of closing in. Kane giving Carlos a setup. Carlos going to the left corner. Kane keep it alive. Oh, unfortunately.
Keller skipped that one in. You know, he had to kind of run around Kane making that shot, but he had plenty of time. He got there in enough time, but I don't know if his feet kind of got himself set. He was on the run, and he was shooting the ball, and he skipped it in. You know, it's pressure. This is the first time he's ever been on the court with Kane Waselenchuk. In singles, I don't know about doubles, but a nice stroke right there and a return to serve by Keller, and he's back in the box. 4 serves 11 on the head pen scoreboard.
Yeah, this is new territory for Carlos Keller, but yet I don't see him in any way nervous or anxious. I see him calm, a little frustrated because he's not making shots, but I don't see him in any way with a negative body language.
No, decent serve right there. I don't. From any of the players in Bolivia, their body language is usually pretty disguised.
I think they have really good psychological training, or they have very good trainers, very good coaches. Keller, Kane.
Wow, Kane, the lefty, pummeled that right down the left side corner. Easy point. Serve, return, kill shot. Serve again. Kane Waselenchuk, 12 serving 4 on the head pen scoreboard. High lob to Keller's backhand. Wallpaper. Set up off the back wall. No, he takes it out of midair into the corner. Keller can't get a racket on that. 13 serves 4. The King is cruising, Fabio. Agree or disagree?
I completely agree with you. And just want to remind people watching at home, Kane Waselenchuk, if he defeats Carlos Keller, he will take on the winner of Rodrigo Montoya and Mario Mercado, who are currently playing right now. Wow.
Ooh, nice little pinch, kill shot there by Carlos Keller. 4 serving 13. 2 points away for Kane. Keller serving. Keller uses timeout already, so the next time he can step off the court is if he gets 15 or Kane gets 15.
Or if Kane asks for a timeout.
He rarely does. I don't know if he's asked for a timeout in the round of 16s ever. That's going to be a stat we need to. What a shot right there. Keller was there to get it, but spun it into the ground. He read it right.
Listen, Kane really had not very many options there. I think that was his only option to go for it.
That was a great serve and an even better return.
Now Kane 2 points away from closing in on this match. 13 serving 4 on the headpen scoreboard. Keller.
Big setup off the back wall. What a diving get.
Impressive.
Can't
Keller.
catch up to that one. First match point opportunity for Keller. I mean for Kane. Yeah.
So Kane
We had K and K, and in the last match we had C and C. It's very tongue twisting here. First match point opportunity, high lob. Keller cuts this off into the corner. Kane puts a racket on it. Game 2 in the books. What a touch into the corner. The King is back, ladies and gentlemen. 15-1, 15-4, dispatches Carlos Keller with ease.
Well, Carlos Keller needs to regroup. I mean, he made a great effort. He did have a lot of defensive, great diving gets, and I think it's time for him to make some adjustments going into the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I mean, I expect him at the U.S. Open. Clearly, we have other matches going on right now. Like I said before, Robbie Collins, Landa, Franco and Franco, Mercado and Montoya. All those round of 16s are going on right now. Check out online r2sports.com. You can click on the IRT page. You can get our match history. You can see who wins the draw. Next up tonight is, like we said before, Andres Acuna, Sam Murray at 4, followed by Beltran Carson at 5, and then either Montoya Mercado versus Waselenchuk at 6. And the nightcap will be the other quarterfinals will be either Franco, Collins, Landa, one of those two. We'll take a short break, and hopefully we'll be right back with Kane himself courtside here on IRT Live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Baer sitting here courtside. Kane Waselenchuk, nice match right there against one of the better players from Bolivia.
Yeah, no, I mean, I felt good. I mean, obviously, I've had a lot of time off and didn't make the last tournament. So, I mean, it was nice to get in there and play a high-quality player like that and come out with the win like I did.
Speaking of these courts right here, I don't know, have you noticed they're a little slow? Kind of, someone was saying inside the panels there's less studs and it makes the ball kind of slow. I played on them yesterday. The ball seems to bounce a little different than norm. Did you notice anything like that in there?
I mean, it's definitely slower, but as I get older, slower
is better.
Is better, I guess, But no, I mean, I feel like the ball kind of stays up a little bit. If you really muscle up on the ball, I feel like you're at a disadvantage. Just kind of go through your swing and hit your shot. So I actually don't mind the court. As far as bounces, I didn't really feel like the bounces were all that different, But yeah, I don't mind the court.
So quarterfinals tonight, Montoya or Mercado. What's your strategy in there?
There's really no strategy. I mean, I played them both plenty of times, and both great players, great young, up-and-comer players. And obviously, Montoya has had a tremendous amount of success, winning the Pan Ams and the World Championships, and I think he won Mexican Nationals, I think, so he's definitely had his fair share of wins this year, and I look forward to playing either one of them.
So this is a good warm-up, a week and a half before the U.S. Open. Going into the U.S. Open, what do you look for in a tournament like this to set yourself up for the U.S. Open as far as like training, obviously getting some quality court time? What is your expectation at this year's U.S. Open, besides winning, of course?
Well, I mean, look, I mean, I'm ready right now for the Open. I mean, it's if I'm not ready right now, then there's a problem, I mean, all the work that I put in over the summer, I mean, it's like, in a week I'm not going to really develop anything that's going to be spectacular. So, it's pretty easy to get, excited for that tournament. And, I'm looking forward to defending, and I always enjoy going back to Minneapolis.
It's a great event, a great venue. So your website has been kind of kicking lately. Some of your sponsors, you've been doing personal lessons too. How's that working out?
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, obviously all through my career, I never really put myself out there, and I've always kind of been more of a, I guess you could say, a private person. I felt like I always needed to separate my professional life and my private life, but it's been a little bit of a transition for me, opening up a little bit and allowing people into my personal life and trying to balance that personal and private, but it's going good. I mean, good responses. I mean, I got some clothing and some hats coming out at the U.S. Open, so that'll be kind of cool. Getting those all ready, and yeah, I got I'm doing a clinic with Winterton before the Arizona tournament, and So it's been exciting, and it's good for myself and promotion, good for the IRT, and it's the response that I've gotten from all the fans and all the people have been tremendous, more than what I actually expected. So, just keep the ball rolling, and and I'll put myself out there a little bit more, and
Speaking of Coach Winterton, I mean, he's pretty excited to have a Tier 1. We've been on a couple of conference calls. He sounds a little rejuvenated. Have you noticed a difference in Coach Jim?
Well, I got to say, I haven't talked to him in a while, so sorry I haven't returned his calls either. It's just kind of what I do before a tournament, so I know he understands. He just sends me the good luck champ, and, but, we've been in contact, earlier on in the summer about, doing the tournament in Arizona, and obviously, he's put a lot of work in, and it really seems like the event's going to be, a huge success, and obviously, whatever I can do to support Winterton, obviously, I'll do it.
Very good. Well, Kane, we'll see you tonight for the quarterfinals right here on IRT Live. Thank you so much for stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you at 4 o'clock today, Eastern Standard Time, right here on IRT Live, Laurel, Maryland.